top 10 best Rockstar games. Welcome to Beast Gaming, and today we are counting down our picks for the top 10 Beast Rockstar games.
My name's John Marston.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston?
I'm here to capture or...
Bullet time. Questioning witnesses.
The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it?
Tracking persons of it.
In this video, we will be looking at the legendary video games company's entire library, including titles it developed and or published. Before starting, be sure to subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City.
Shut up, sit down, relax. You're gonna find out who took our cocaine.
Exchanging the rain-soaked streets of Liberty City for the sunny beaches of South Florida, Rockstar's follow-up to GTA 3 is arguably one of the company's most beloved games. Vice City is a love letter to the glitz and glam of the 1980s, with everything from the cloths to the stellar soundtrack evoking nostalgia for the bygone decade. While fundamentally the same game as its predecessors, Vice City introduced enough new elements to keep things fresh. The addition of motorcycles and helicopters ensured that players could approach any situation by land, sea or air. Like most of Rockstar's PS2 era titles, this one is quite rough, but it will always be worth returning to a game that lets you play as a character voiced by Ray Liotta. Number 9. The Warriors 2005.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Since most movies tie-in games are rush jobs, it came as a bit of a shock when Rockstar tackled the 1979 cult film The Warriors, and even more of a surprise when it turned out to be good. Featuring a well-tuned combat system, this beat-em-up perfectly captured the mood and the style of its source material while finding ways to expand upon the film story. One could argue the game is a worthy accompanying text, as it details how the tutorial gang came together. There is even an excellent two-player co-op mode through into the mix. Really, the one bad thing you could say about The Warriors is that there aren't enough games like it in Rockstar's catalog. Number 8. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Nico, my cousin! I can't believe it, you're here! Welcome to America! Bravo, Barazzaru!
Upon release, Nico Bellic's Dark Pursuit of the American's Dream was hailed by many as a generational masterpiece. The general consensus these days seems to be that it's overhyped and simply not as much fun as other games in the series. While there is truth to this, there's also quite a bit to look at about this dreamy crime epic. The aforementioned Nico is a complex protagonist who, let's face it, it's a better leading man than GTA 5's man trio. Liberty City is also an incredibly rendered recreation of New York City and arguably set a new benchmark for open world environments. Factor in the game's two sizable expansions, particularly the Bold of Gay Tony, and GTA 4 remains a flawed yet misunderstood classic.
Well, you should hang out with your cousin more often.
Maybe that is the problem.
Number 7. Max Payne 3.
Bullet time is at the heart of Max Payne 3's game.
Nearly a decade after the fall of Max Payne, Rockstar returned with a sequel few could have foreseen. Original developers Remedy were out, with Rockstar fully taking over the reins, ditching the noir detective framework of its predecessors. Max Payne 3 finds its tutorial anti-hero working as private secretary for a wealthy South American family. What follows can best be described as an interactive Tony Scott film. While a bit overlong, it has some of the best shootout set pieces of any Rockstar game and even finds a way to carry over the bullet time gameplay to a surprisingly good online multiplayer. With its top-notch presentation and slick action, Max Payne 3 is one heck of a way to close out the series.
When had I ever needed to invite trouble in? It always found me.
Number 6. L.A. Noire 2011. In a nutshell, L.A. Noire is greater than the sum of its parts. The one and only game released by the now defunct Team Bondi. This 1940s detective drama could well be described as boring, slow, and more than a little shallow. The shooting and driving are a step back from what you will find in a GTA title, and the central interrogation machines are fundamentally flawed, and yet L.A. Noire remains singular experience thanks to its unique presentation and atmosphere. The motion scan facial animations is still impressive even a decade later. Sure, it regularly dips into uncanny valley territory, but being able to accurately read emotions on a video game character's face is an intriguing gameplay mechanic that too few games have replicated.
Questioning witnesses.
The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it?
Tracking persons of interest.
Number 5. Red Dead Redemption.
My name's John Marston.
What you doing here, Mr. Marston?
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Rockstar didn't have to try hard to make the best Western game ever, as the game was sorely lagged back in 2010. But few could have predicted that Grand Theft House would set a new standard for open world and narrative-driven games. As former outlaw John Marston, players are taken on a journey through the Old West filled with expensive plans, border towns, and a whole lot of gunslinging. Rockstar wisely look its storytelling cues from the great Western canon, as Red Dead Redemption is at once an homage to classic films and an original work with new things to say. Sure, the Mexico arc is a bit of a drag, but it's all made up for.
Come, they want to kill us all.
I don't like women, partner.
Number 4. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas 2004.
John.
While it's no longer true from a technical standpoint, San Andreas still feels like a biggest GTA game. The game was such a massive step up from both 3 and City Voice, with an entire state for players to cause mayhem in. On a small scale, the game is an homage to 90s gang movies like Boys and the Hood, but it's also a genre-bending epic filled with backcountry tracks, government conspiracies, and even RPG mechanics. The sheer variety of things to do and see remains staggering to this day, as you won't find many games that mix street-level gang warfare with jackpot, joyrides, and casino heists.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
Number 3. Bully.
You must be Hopkins.
Uh-huh.
What? What?
I meant yes, sir.
Many people didn't know what to make of Bully in 2006. Was it as a game that glorified youth violence or Grand Theft Auto for kids? As it turns out, both of these conclusions were far off the mark. As its scores, Bully is a game about adolescence and all the fun and frustration that comes with it. Despite what the title would have you believe, Jimmy Hopkins isn't really a bully.
Pal.
Hey man, what's your problem?
Well, ADD primarily, but also life, my parents, this school, Western civilization.
Number 2. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Feels like things have changed. The whole world's changed. But they don't want folk like us no more.
It's a sequel, it's a pre-sequel, is yet another Rockstar masterwork, much like its protagonist Arthur Morgan and his adopted family of outlaws. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game stuck between the past and future. While it's a technical marvel that set a new benchmark for long-form narratives in gaming, its mechanics are creaky and unintuitive to a fault. It's a game that deserves accolades for its salvage attention to detail and criticism for the reported crunch time.
Mister? Yeah, shut your mouth, mister.
Number 1. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Tell me exactly what you want, and I will very carefully explain to you why it cannot be. What?
GTA 5 has evolved beyond what it initially was. Back in 2013, it was yet another impressive Rockstar open world game, although its story felt a bit lacking compared to prior entries in the series. However, no one, not even Rockstar, could have predicted the seismic impact of GTA Online. For the better part of a decade, this has been one of the best-selling and most played games of all times, with millions upon millions of players around the world devoting countless hours to Rockstar's digital playground. Thank you guys for watching it. If you want more videos like this one, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.